Welcome to our Sunday stream. Finally, we are back with light and electricity. We are lucky today. We had our light switched on only an hour ago, as scheduled, and we are ready to welcome you here. Hello, everyone who's joining.
Yep, we are live, finally. Hi, guys.
Hey, Chuck.
Okay.
Chuck is nearby.
Yep, unfortunately, guys, we no longer can make reminders about our streams because we are never sure if our stream is possible. We never know if we still are going to have internet, if we're going to have electricity, because like before, we used to have a tendency that we don't have internet when we don't have electricity, but during the last week we didn't have internet even when we had electricity, like our last Sunday stream, which was rapidly stopped because internet went down.
This week we suffered two attacks. One was on Tuesday by drones, and the second one, missile attack, was on Friday, and that is why we had these problems with internet, especially this weekend. We didn't have internet yesterday. It was absent almost the majority of day today.
Is it possible to ban people on the stream? Like, what the fuck? One person is writing, hippies, take a bath. Hey man, maybe you would like to live in the country where the war is going on and not having electricity and water for already a month? Do you really think that it's funny? You really think that it's funny? What the hell?
Okay. So who's here? Chapati is walking around us.
Yeah, and
Probably.
trying to find something to do.
Okay.
Well, guys, to be honest, my mood isn't very nice after this stupid comments. I would love to know if someone is here with us who can stabilize and show us that you really want this stream.
Okay.
Oh, Becky, so nice to see you. Hi.
Chappy, come here. Come here.
Glad to see you.
Come on. Come.
Okay. Ignore them wild people. Yeah, but you know, at times it's very hard to ignore because, like, could you imagine how do we suffer during these times? And, like, it's at times it seems that it's impossible, like, to live during such times because you cannot cook, you cannot clean your apartment, you can do nothing. Your life is totally stopped, and
At least we have a place to live, and we are.
as for now, we have, yeah, but each time we're having this tax, you don't know whether you're still going to have your place to live.
Absolutely. But relatively we are safe because we are not in the front line, of course, or near front line. Luckily, our brave soldiers moved the front line out of Kiev in the springtime. So our suffering is only connected to the instability, insecurity, and lack of some commodities like water, like electricity or internet, but it's manageable, though still hard. Okay, so what happened this week? This week we are still at home. It was quite stressful because of all this attack, but anyway, you know, like we probably get used to this, and as soon as it goes the way it was before, we know what to do. But it's a great amount of stress for Chapati, of course, when she hears all the explosions nearby. Either it's a direct hit or it's our anti-missile systems knock down enemy missiles. It's still very loud, and Chapati has a lot of stress, and we tried like what we do during this time. Our main focus is to help her to some kind manage the stress, to distract her, to play with her. It's what we do.
Yeah, but still, like I think it takes at least 2 hours for her to calm down, and just imagine how bad is that for her health, and how many years of her life are probably taken away from us because of all these situations. And unfortunately, we can do nothing in this case.
Luckily, she's still young, because in other case it would be like a real nightmare and problem. You know, like more adult dogs, more senior dogs with any kind of health issues and problems with hearts, they suffer a lot and they die a lot. So we are lucky that Chapati is young and she's like she can handle it. But anyway, it's harmful, and we do whatever possible to calm her down in the situation like this.
Yeah, but we know lots and lots of dogs who have died during this war just because they heard the sounds of explosions and their hearts just stopped because they were scared.
It's like, I don't know why, what the reason for that, but dogs really react hard on the explosions. I mean, other sounds, like any kind of sounds, when it's not the explosion, but it's loud and it's noisy, it's unpleasant, it's bearable for dogs. But explosions themselves is a big nightmare. Okay.
Chubby is now making a manicure to herself.
Our chops writes all the best, and you all, she's the sweetest, and you guys love her so much. Absolutely true. She is the sweetest, and we love her so much. Yes. Okay, June writes for Chapati.
Hi, June.
But she's lucky to have you, and we are lucky to have her. She's our remedy, and probably the only good thing that happens with us during these times.
Yes, I cannot even imagine how would I go through these times if I didn't have her.
Smile because it's free. Really proud of you both, the way you guys are taking care of her and yourself. Yeah. Yes. It's our top priority, you know, like making her life better. We will definitely do this after we win this war. Right now, what we can do is only to reduce the amount of stress and negative emotions she handle.
Yeah.
Hello, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie's here with us. Hi.
Becky, you're doing so well. All of you. Yeah, thank you.
How is your book coming along? Becky is asking me. Becky, I feel really guilty to tell about this, but this is my current reality. I don't have any single possibility to work on the book. Because
especially energy, I guess, like life energy.
Oh, okay, energy is the second question. We have electricity for 2 hours a day. Yeah. 2 hours. It's not enough to cook food. It's not enough to charge your devices. It's not enough for normal living. So, like, maybe if I had the printing machine, it would be easier for me. But with 2 hours of electricity, nope. The only thing you can manage is to survive and to make like top priority stuff. Just
like living a routine.
Living a routine, yeah, nothing else. At times I feel guilty about that and I'm
You
mad
shouldn't.
about myself, but on the other hand, I understand that, like, but how? How is that possible? It's not
Come closer to
possible.
me so we can
It's not
show
possible now.
Chapati's pretty face.
Yep, so I need at least more electricity during the day, and of course, I also need more energy because now it's.
Yeah, I'll show you how we spend the most of our time. And
He's interested, but he knows this. You know this light.
so we bought some devices just to have some light. So this is a simple
We just
USB charged lamp bought from AliExpress in China, their famous marketplace. So it works really simple. You charge it with a USB cable and then it just gives you light. And also those small helpers we carry it with ourselves. It's very handful, it's very simple to use. It's a small LED which also very bright. Okay, so basically this is this is what we do during because you know, like right now the sun goes down like at 4 p.m. and the sky is cloudy, don't have any like normal amount of daylight. And that's why we like spend the majority of time without
maybe not in darkness, but at least in twilights. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we do. Jessica, right? Those are super bright. Yeah, definitely they are, and they can work for at least small one for a couple of hours and the big one for I'd say probably 10, 12 hours.
Yeah, but mostly we use those small ones to walk Chapati because it's not only no electricity in our apartment, the whole city is totally dark. So when you walk on the streets, you can see nothing. You totally need some light,
And also when you are near the road, you
especially when
need to
you're near the
signal
road
yourself somehow.
because all these massive attacks they kill people not only with the missiles themselves, they also kill people because they led to the situation when cities left without electricity, and this is why there are so many car accidents now and there are so many oops, what's wrong here? Guys, are we still here? Please let us know because our laptop
Yeah,
is
had-
telling that
had an
we are
error, but-
having some errors and troubles.
Okay, just let it go. Probably we're still live.
Please let us know if you still can see us and hear us. Yes, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
smile because it's free. Right, you can try putting a scarf around her ear while allowed tech outside. I do understand that will not be enough, but can you tell me how do you guys cope up with her fear? I'll also show you.
Speaking about the scarf, the problem here is that Chapati won't wear it for more than 10 seconds, and you never know when the explosion is going to happen. This can be when you have an alert. When we have an alert, it means that we can have some explosions in 15 minutes, but it can be in an hour.
But
it can be in 2 hours.
Alerts last usually 2, 3, 4 hours, so.
But there were times in the beginning of war, there were 24-hour alerts.
Yeah, so this is Chapati's jacket, calming jacket. It's like really simple. It has, you see, she loses so much fur.
I think It's
like
not
it's
visible.
covered with Chapati's fur because when she's stressed, she uses it so much. So you just put it on Chapati. It's very tight, and it calms her down.
Like a corset.
Yeah, it's like very tight piece.
Yeah, and it is specially designed to calm down dogs and cats. I would say it helps us somehow, but of course not perfectly because it was designed for Sander, for stress while moving in the car, but not for such a huge stress as hearing massive explosions.
So we definitely see that it works. It has some effect, but sometimes it's not enough. It helps her to calm down faster, but it will not reduce the stress itself. Probably it's just not impossible in this case.
In this case, June is writing that sounds like a Sander shirt that I have used, but my dog not keen. You're totally right.
It
It's
is Sander
Sander
shirt.
shirt. We bought it when the war has started, especially to calm down Chapati during. She wears it without any troubles. Like she's fine with that. But the trouble is that it cannot totally reduce the stress of the explosion because believe us, it's so much scary when you hear it. It's really scary, and just imagine for a dog who hears those sounds few times more loud than we do, and she totally doesn't understand what is going on. We at least know what is going on.
And frequently she hears the sound when we don't. So
Yeah.
we don't even understand that there were explosions somewhere in Kiev, but we understand that based on the reaction of Chapati. Okay, what else?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't have that much stuff to tell because I'm really out of energy, especially during the last few weeks, because like first reaction to the full scale war, it was shock. Then it turned to be depression. I would
Like
say
it's supposed to be.
yeah, I would say that my depression has already passed, but now I'm just out of energy. The only thing I have enough energy for is to cook some food, to eat some food, to make some very small cleanings in the apartment. And of course, I understand that it's a very complex situation. It's everything together. We are exhausted because of the war. We don't have enough electricity and daylight. It all impacts in this mood and laziness.
Let's be honest here. You suffer every autumn and winter, and
Yeah, I suffer because of lack of sunlight and lack of warmth every winter.
but now
This was actually the reason why we wanted to move to Spain, not because we don't love Ukraine. We adore Ukraine. It's the best country in the world. But
it's cold in
yeah,
winter.
but it's cold in winter, and this is why we wanted to move to Spain, which was these plans were ruined because of the war. But now it's all even harder because it's not just not enough sunlight, it's no electricity, nothing to do because when you don't have electricity, heat, water, and internet, guys, really, it turns out that there is nothing to do. Of course, someone would say that you could read books or something like that, but believe me, when you are hungry, when you cannot wash yourself properly, you don't think about books. So yeah, so this makes
And especially when you're under stress.
yes.
It's so hard. Like it was a while before we even start to, I don't know, to do anything except read the news. The first TV series we watched during all this time of war was Wednesday. We just finished it. We think it's amazing, very nice combination of detective and adventure with great actors, and of course the director Tim Burton is a great guy. We love him from his early works. We know this guy for ages, from teenage age, I think. So it was the first TV series we watched because it's so hard to do anything, especially something stress relieving or enjoyable or like that helps you to forget about what's happening because it's impossible to forget. Even for a moment.
Maybe I've told that on some of our previous streams, but I've started to listen to music only a few months ago. Like it's not that I'm listening to music. It's just that at times when I have a bad mood, I can put few nice songs for myself in order to make my mood better. But before that moment, maybe for 4 or 5 months, I totally banned music because it's so hard to explain that. But you know, when you think about those guys on the front line, many of them are our friends. It's not like some fantastic people. It's real people like ourselves who are sacrificing their lives in order to defend our country, to defend us. So when you think about them and what do they have to go through, you just you feel guilty about having such pleasures as watching movies or listening to music. Even washing yourself and eating some normal food, you also feel guilty about that.
Just right here, you were picking Eurovision entry for next year. Yes, I read the news because we didn't follow that this year. It seems not that important, and it was the duo. Two guys won the contest.
Really?
They are named Tvorchi. It's like artistic. It's translated to English as artistic.
I haven't heard that.
Like it's absolutely different from what we had last year. This is
So actually I started to listen to music after Eurovision when Kalush Orchestra won Eurovision this year.
So the next entry, they're like more romantic, more melodic. They are nice, but I don't think that they have anything needed to win Eurovision in terms of the song they have. Like the song supposed to be something very special. They have a nice song, but it's not that special as for me. So we'll see.
I can say nothing because I haven't heard that. How are you guys coping up food in case of both of you and Chapati? Well, with Chapati's situation is simple. She got used to eat dry commercial food starting from her very childhood because we were traveling with her and it was absolutely impossible to cook something. So she's eating very good dry commercial food. During the first 3 or 4 months When the full-scale war started in Ukraine, we had great troubles and we couldn't buy that exact food. So we bought some other food and she had a severe allergy, lost lots of her fur. But luckily now the problem is solved. We can find her regular food and we try to buy it like few months in advance just in case. Talking about us, the situation is a bit harder because when you have only 2 hours of electricity a day and our stove is electric one and our oven is electric one, so we can cook
We don't
only
have gas.
yeah, only when we have electricity. Same goes with hot water, actually with water.
And the heat.
Yeah, with heat and water. So like in our apartment, everything is connected with electricity.
We're on 19th floor, and you need to deliver this water and heat with pumps.
Yeah.
That's why during the blackout we don't have anything.
So speaking about food, as for now, like we bought some dry food which you just pour boiling water in and you eat it. Of course, it's not perfect for your health, but we don't have any
Much
choices.
choice,
Yeah, much choices now. And what I also do, I make much more soups than I used to because usually it takes less time to make a soup. And I would cook it for like a big pot for at least 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have electricity, so it helps a lot.
yeah.
But anyway, we just don't pay that much attention to food. We eat whatever we can, and yes, we got some supplies and try to restore them anytime it's possible, especially all kind of canned things, anything that is dry and could be easily poured by hot water, because as we have a camping stove, we use it to boil water. We have it here. We use it every day. We use it today for cooking, making coffee and tea in the morning. So this is what we do.
Jew is asking if we get fresh fruit and vegetables. June, it's a very tricky question, and it has two different dimensions. Like first thing is that during the winter time in Ukraine you cannot find that much fresh fruits and vegetables except
it's not right. You can find.
You can find.
It's just it wasn't produced on the field. Yeah, it was under artificial light. And those, I mean vegetables, of course, first.
Or they're exported, which also makes them
not ripe, not that tasty, much more expensive. So comparing to summertime, here in Ukraine in winter, vegetables and fruits are much more expensive. Like
yeah,
few
and
times.
as we are still in a great need because we still cannot find job after almost a year. Like we have to eat cheap foods. And like speaking about vegetables in Ukraine, the modest price, yep, or how it's called, you can only buy potatoes, onions, pumpkin, celery, but not root of the celery. So all those vegetables which are
What?
не портятся, which are not spoiled.
Which you can store.
Yeah, which you can store. Maybe cabbage also. Yep, but regular white cabbage. So these are the only vegetables which are not super expensive and.
It's not only because of the price. It's also it needs you to work with them. I mean, you will not.
Yeah, to store somewhere, and when your fridge is.
To cook it, and that's it. And regarding fruits, we don't consume fruits a lot in even before the war. It's just not the
Yeah,
type.
we love vegetables much
It's not
more
the type
than
of food we
fruits.
love. Yeah, so vegetables.
Yeah, but speaking about fruits, I would say that normal price in Ukraine for today is only apples and bananas probably. The rest will cost
Yeah, sure.
10 times more than apples and bananas. And of course, it's also you cannot eat bananas each day and nothing else.
Okay, it's too much about fruits.
Okay, but we
how's your
don't
granny? You told about the surgery.
Yes, thank you for this question. Granny is fine.
It was
The
successful?
surgery, yes, was successful, and she felt really good. Like just in a couple of hours after the surgery, she was already fine. So she had a cataract, and she had 2 surgeries in 2 days. One day, one eye; second day, second eye.
So
But now she can perfectly see everything, and everything is fine.
Does she love the effect? What was she saying?
I think it's too early to talk about the effect. But unfortunately, my granny is not in a very good health because last year she had a stroke, and after that she started to have much more troubles with her health, with her memory. So talking about granny is always a very sad part for me because I can, like, each day I can see how she's becoming older and older.
Oh, it's an age. You can do nothing with that.
Yeah.
But luckily, she's okay. She's fine,
and today they actually had a road
Long
back
way for
to Kropivnitsky, so yeah, but she's fine, and I hope her sight will be better after.
So we were 30 minutes online. Do you guys have any questions? Or as we have some electricity left, we probably may cook and eat.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, today I need, because yesterday we finished the soup which I cooked 5 days ago. So today I need to make a new soup for 5 more days. Today it's going to be a chickpeas and potatoes soup.
Oh, June's mom is 100 years old. Wow. Long live for her.
Yep, a mom of my granny. She was 100 years old.
Yeah,
but
she's a long
she's
liver
no
also.
longer with us.
Yeah, it was a
unfortunately.
time ago, but yeah, she lived 100 years. It's such a, like, I don't know, like achievement. I think for
Well, not in every country. Like in Japan, it's quite normal to.
Yeah.
On some islands, it's quite normal to live 110 years and much more.
But in Ukraine,
But in Ukraine, and I think that after this war, it will be nearly impossible to live to such an age, because what is going on with our ecology now, it's a total bullshit.
Yeah.
Our air is all polluted with.
And also
so much stuff.
our average lifespan for men and women is one of the worst in Europe. I think only Russia is worse, but it's not Europe. And it's like a bit more than 70 for women and a bit more than 60, like 65 and 72, 73, something like that. It's so few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie is asking if we are going to parents again. We still didn't decide that, because first trouble is that They are also having cuts of electricity and water during the last week. And the second thing is that, of course, when you are home, it's much better for your moral state. So we are still considering.
And moreover, they're coming back to Kiev on Christmas in a week.
Yeah, so moving there for just 5 days, maybe it's not that good idea because we will spend more time on moving, rather we will have that time with electricity. So we are not sure. And Smile, because it's free, is writing us. I know it's really difficult for you guys, but let me tell you, you guys are doing good. Proud of you, boss, for coping through this difficult phase, and this too shall pass soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. We do our best. Maybe we could do better, but we do what we can do as for now. We also started to drink some vitamins and vitamin D3, which can compensate somehow the lack of light and sunlight. The effect is not that super great as we would wish that, so we still cannot be same as we used to be before the war has started. But at least it gives us even a bit of energy, and that's good.
I will add that probably nothing can compensate you the good rest and the possibility to switch your mind to something else than war. And of course, while it's still here, it's impossible for us. So we are under constant stress, and we can do nothing about that. It's just like that. That's why I'd say it's probably not possible to turn back to your normal levels of energy before the war ends with our victory.
Yep, but someday this will happen, and I guess we're having troubles with internet. No, it's only my phone.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Probably that's it for now. That's it for now. We are thankful for you, to you, for being with us these 40 minutes. As always, it's a great pleasure and a stress relief remedy for us to share what's happening in our life, because sharing is always some kind of psychotherapy. So thank you for listening, thank you for supporting, for asking questions, for being with us all this time, all these weeks, months. I hope
it won't be years.
Yes, I hope it won't be years. Thank you for being our patrons. It's very important for us also. And please support Ukraine in any possible way. Spread the word about our fight against cruelty, for independence, and for good and light.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
See you next week. Hopefully we'll have internet and electricity.
We hope.
Yeah. We'll get you